The true value of a rusty first car. When I turned 16, the parking lot of my high school looked like a luxury car dealership. Most of the kids were pulling up in shiny silver SUVs or brand new muscle cars that their parents had bought them for passing their driver's test. I, however, drove a 1994 boxy forest green station wagon. It had wood paneling on the sides that was peeling off like a bad sunburn, and the muffler made a sound like a lawnmower in a library. I used to park 3 blocks away just so no one would see me climbing out of that green machine. But one afternoon, the school's star quarterback, a guy named Brooks, who drove a truck that cost more than my house, caught me at the gas station across from campus. He pointed at my wood-paneled door and started to howl. "Hey," he yelled, "did you get that at a museum, or did your great-grandma finally give up the ghost?" A group of cheerleaders in the back seat of his truck started to giggle. I felt that hot, heavy shame sink into my stomach. I just stared at the pump, wishing the concrete would open up and swallow me whole. That's when Old Man Miller, the town's most legendary mechanic, stepped out from the garage bay. He was covered in grease and smelled like oil and peppermint. He didn't look at Brooks. Instead, he walked over to my wagon and placed a heavy hand on the hood. "You know," he said, his voice deep and rumbling, "they don't make steel like this anymore. You see this engine? It's an inline 6. You could drive this thing through a hurricane and it wouldn't skip a beat." He looked right at Brooks and narrowed his eyes. "Most of these new plastic toys out here will be in a scrap heap in 5 years, but this wagon, this is a tank. It's got grit." He gave the hood a solid slap and looked at me with a wink. "You take care of her, kid. She's got more stories in her than all these shiny trucks combined." Brooks didn't have a comeback for that. He just revved his engine and peeled out, looking a little less confident than before. For the rest of the year, I didn't feel like the kid with the junker. I felt like the guy driving a legend. Years later, I found out that station wagon was actually one of the most unreliable models ever built. Old Man Miller knew it was a lemon, but he knew I was feeling like a lemon too, and the pride he gave me that day was worth more than a fleet of brand new cars.